Hello, welcome back to another video of JavaScript. In this video we will talk about the synchronous and asynchronous programming. So first we will try to understand about what is synchronous and what is asynchronous and why we actually use this. So this concept is particularly in a relation to time and order of execution. Order of execution means you want to add a particular statement in sequential manner or not in a sequence. So if the program will run in a particular sequence, then it will be synchronous in nature, and if it will be not in the order that you have written in your code, then that will be the asynchronous order. So in case of synchronous and asynchronous, time is important and the order of execution is important, and synchronous and asynchronous refer to the way in which the operations are executed in the JavaScript. So that you have to remember. Now we'll talk about the synchronous one. In case of synchronous programming, each operation executed one after the other in a sequential manner. So in this code you can see that we have this line, and this line, and this line. So the first line it will execute first, and then it will go to the next line, then it will go to this line. So first it will print the start, then step 1, then step 2, and then it will go to the end and it will print the end in the console. This line of statement will execute in a sequence. That means the end will not print in the console in the first. It will first execute this line, then this line, this line, and then this line. So immediately it will not print this one or this one, so it will go in a sequence. So that's the important thing about the sequential programming. Each operation is executed one after the other in a sequential manner. Each operation must complete before the next one to start. Sequential code is easy to understand and the flow of execution is linear. So you have to remember this point also. In synchronous programming, the flow of execution is linear, so that's why it will be easier for you to understand the synchronous programming compared to the asynchronous one, because it will not execute the line of code in a sequential manner. It may take some time to execute first line, then it may go to other line. So flow of execution will be non-linear in that case. Now let's move to the asynchronous programming. In asynchronous programming, what happens? Operation can be initiated but do not necessarily complete immediately. So for this example, you can easily see that we have a console log. So it will execute immediately, but here we have a line set timeout. In set timeout function, this is the standard function which take two parameters. The first parameter is the function and the second parameter is the time in millisecond. So here from this section to this bracket, this one is the function set time take as a parameter, and the second one is millisecond. So if we'll execute this one, it will take 2 seconds to execute this particular code, and after that it will go to the next line. So let me show it in the practical scenario so that it will more flexible for you to understand this concept. So let me first execute this synchronous programming and then it will be easier for you. Okay, so let me clear it first. Now if we'll save it by Ctrl S and if we'll execute it, you can see that it immediately executing first line, then it is going the second line, and then it is executing third line, and it is going to end. So it is actually executing sequential manner. Now if we'll execute this particular code and if we'll save it by Ctrl S and if we'll execute it, you can see that first it is printing start, then end, and after that you can see that it is printing the asynchronous operation completed. So why this is actually happening? This is because of the asynchronous nature of this code, and JavaScript will run this one and immediately it will say that please wait for it will wait for 2 seconds, and here when it will come to this particular section about the set timeout, it will wait for 2 seconds, but it will not block your code to execute. So immediately it will go to this particular line and it will actually show your result, and when the 2 seconds will over, then your this particular console.log will be printed in your front end. So this is nothing but the asynchronous operation. Now remember that we can write this particular function, anonymous function, in a different way also. We can write it in the different section, and then we can take the name of that function here also, because this is a callback function, right? So let me create a variable like var function 1, and then I can assign that particular function like this way, and I can copy this function, and now we can pass over here. So as you can see that my line of code lies in this manner, but if you execute this code, you can see it will first execute this one, then it will go here, okay, and it will execute this particular function, and it will try to show the result. But you can see that we have a timer. After 2 seconds this particular code will execute, but it will not wait. It will go to this particular line and it will execute this one. It will show in the front end or in the console immediately, and after 2 seconds when it will completed this particular time, then it will execute this callback function to the console. It will show the result. So let me save it, and again I can show you the result. That you can see start end, and after 2 seconds it is actually returning asynchronous operation completed. So now let me discuss about few key points that you have to remember in case of synchronous and asynchronous. In case of synchronous, operations are executed sequentially one after another. Number 2 point, blocking. Each operation must complete before the next one is a start. Number 3 point, easier to reason about the flow of execution. Now key points about asynchronous. First one, operation may start but don't necessarily complete immediately. Number 2, no blocking. The program continue to execute while waiting for asynchronous operation to complete. Number 3, it used for tasks that may take time, such as fetching data from the server or reading a file. So if you have any question about the synchronous and asynchronous, you can write it in the comment section. We'll try to resolve your problem as soon as possible. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.